It's Thursday. I'm sitting at the bank waiting for the office manager, and I figured no time better than right now to make a video, and I'm gonna make a video on timing. So traditionally we'll use an old school small block Chevy for an example. You set the time with distributor, usually somewhere between 32 and 36. That's about average. I mean, people run those pretty high sometimes, up to 40, 38 to 42, depending on the fuel and the setup. Usually if you run that much timing, it's kind of indicating that you don't have a very efficient setup. One of the ways that you check that your timing's properly, at least under a decent load, is to read the plugs, and that's the old school way to do it. Drag racers would make a run down the track, read the plugs, or roundy round, or whatever you want to call it, and you'd pull the plugs and read them, and you'd actually look at the plugs and you could tell how the cylinder's working. You're looking at air fuels on the plug, and you're looking at actual timing, and that's a whole nother video on how to read plugs. It definitely takes some time to understand them, especially the heat range has to be right. There's a lot more to it than just changing plugs and taking a look and knowing where everything is. It definitely takes some work to know how to read those. But that being said, when it comes to tuning a motor, what I'll do is I will take the timing out, usually 5 degrees. If it's a base, map from scratch that I'm doing out of my head, I'll usually have a timing map that's pretty flat and something that's a good guess or based on other data that I have. Put those together, I'll work on the air fuels, get everything else right and where it needs to be, and then I'll start working on that timing map. I actually use the dyno to do that, as well as reading plugs, and that's kind of how we build that map. We can steady state the dyno, which I've showed you before. We can constant force, we can do a bunch of different things, and that holds true usually with most engine dynos. And then you're actually building the timing map. So you put timing into it, especially if you're live tuning. You put timing into it under a load, and you start seeing the horsepower go up. So we can hold the motor or the engine at a certain RPM, start adding timing in that cell, and see what the power does. If power goes up, well, then it likes more timing. As soon as it noses over, we know we've peaked out in timing, and that's how we start building the map, cell by cell, just like we do it with our fuel map. Same thing. What else? Timing under boost. You guys have asked what's up with timing under boost. Well, your dynamic ratio is going up, so that burn happens quicker. That's why the timing comes out. You don't need as much lead before you fire that spark plug, because the burn's faster. So everything just starts happening faster when there's more dynamic ratio in that engine, and there's usually a little more heat involved with it and a few other things, and that's kind of why you take timing out in a nutshell under boost. I don't know what else. It's kind of off the top of my head. Just sitting here, need to get some content to you guys. But as always, if you have any more questions, send them to me and I'll answer them. If I miss anything, put it in the comments. I just didn't write this down. This is off the top of my head. So if some of you guys want to challenge me in the comments, which I've seen that happen, it is what it is. I'm trying to give out this information to you guys just for people that want to know. If you know everything, then there's no reason to watch my videos. I don't know everything. I'm still learning. I learn every day. But that's kind of the luck of the draw, I learn. I have the tools that let me experiment and try new things, but this is a pretty tried and true deal. That's just how I do it. So if you have any other questions, shoot me a message on IG, DM on IG, leave something in the comments on YouTube. You can get to my email or any other way. So that's my Thursday tech video. As always, please subscribe, which this will probably be here as soon as I'm done. And check out some of my other videos, which those will be right here. And alright, later guys.